Okay, welcome to Rate My Gadget, and I will show you how you take a broken moulded plug and replace it so that you don't have to replace a gadget, you can just replace a plug. Link to the bottom for the new plug, the fuse, the multi-tool that I'll be using and the wire stripper, but let's get started. So firstly, a bit of a kind of warning if you're not happy in any way in terms of putting an electrical plug together, please do seek professional advice. My experience is that you should be able to do this yourself, but obviously if you're not happy, do please go see a qualified electrician. The other thing as well to note that this video will only show you moulded plugs that have, and this is going to sound confusing maybe, but have a thick wire coming out the end of it. So if your plug is like this, and the way to check is 9 times out of 10 it comes out onto an end like this, and it's a fatter plug because you'll have like a transformer in there or something like that, then this won't suit. This won't suit. You won't be able to fix this, unfortunately. You'll probably have to buy another one, buy another replacement, looking at the voltage that you require and the amps. This is when you've got one of these moulded plugs, so you haven't got a screw in here that you can open up, so I'll show you what I mean. So if you've got something like that with a screw and you can see that you can take the back out, then that's fine. You can replace that quite easily. And usually the other end goes into something, which in this case is a little fan. So the other thing as well to note that you should try is that if you find that it's not working, but the pins are still, in this case I've lost one of the pins, but if you find that it's not working, then do change a fuse. Little multi-tool, but what you'll find is in the plug itself you should have a little part that shows, usually this is for UK only, 13 amp fuse. So in there you then pop this out. Let me just focus on that for you. Pop this out. Oh. Easier said than done. Like that. Links are at the bottom. Try another fuse, see if that works. If, however, like me, you notice that the plug is completely gone, then obviously that's going to have to be replaced. So let me show you how you fix that and replace it. Okay, so first things first, take out the fuse, like I just said. So take out the fuse, put it to one side. Okay, now what you'll need to do then is basically, if you know that this is all moulded in, you're going to have to chop it at the wire here. Okay, so in order to do that, you can do it with the scissors. So you can use just an ordinary household scissors, or you can use one of these, which is actually useful a bit later on. So these are wire strippers, and there's a link to these at the bottom. Okay, so let me just zoom back a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, look at that. So here we go. So down from the plug, you just chop that. Okay, the end of the lead. Okay, so let me just show you what that looks like. There you go. All right, so now what you want to do is you've got a blue and a brown in there, you want to be able to pull those out. Now the way that I do this is that you just get a little scissors like this, and you just create a little snip at the top and pull them apart. Do watch fingers, obviously. I say that to myself more than anyone else, right? There you go. Okay, now what you can do is pull those apart like that, and don't do anything else at this point. Okay, there you go. Right, so now you're going to get your replacement plug. So there's a link at the bottom to buy the replacement plug. You'll get, and the link to this is at the bottom, you'll get a plug like this. Okay, obviously without the lead going into it, but I thought this was useful. So this is how it should look once you've rewired. So once you've taken what you've just chopped off, you can see the blue and the brown, they need to go connect into these two pins here. Okay, so what you've got is you've got an earthing cable, which you may or may not have from the wire that you just cut. You've got a brown cable there, and you've got a blue cable, which is your live and neutral, and then you've got your fuse. Okay, now I would recommend buying a new fuse, but you can use the one that you've just taken out. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to now, and I'll take all this out so that it's fresh like you'll have it. You want to now be in a position where basically you're trying to put the old wire into the plug in that configuration. Okay, so you want to be able to put the plug in there, strip it back, put the blue over to there, brown over to there, earth up there. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so here we go. So first things first, you want to take out this screw here. Okay, just with a flathead or a little Phillips screwdriver, take that out. Once you take that out, open it up, hold it down in this direction so that you don't have the pins falling out on you. And then what you're looking to do, and you can probably do this by hand, is just these little pins just need to be wound out. And basically what you're looking to do is you're looking to put the wire, if I just pop one of those out, into there, clamp it down. Okay. Next thing you want to do is, I would recommend, this is where the wire gets clamped down. Take this completely off, because this will give you some freedom. So if I just show you, if you just put the back on and just hold it loosely, and you turn it around the back there, just undo these screws here. There you go. Okay, so hold on to that. And what I would then do is just pull that out the way. Okay, so leave one of them connected, because what you want to do is you want to put the wire in now. So the blue goes on the left, brown goes up on the right where the fuse is. Okay, so that's your neutral down there in your live, okay, and that's your earth. All right, now what you want to try and do is strip back this here. You want to make sure that you can only see the white thick bit parts of the cable, so that's probably long enough. Okay, and then you just trim off these little bits here, so you don't want to be damaging the blue or the brown or the earthing cables at this point, so just trim that off there. Whoopsie. There you go. Right. So there you go. So now you've got a position like that. Okay, so you've got your brown, your blue, and then your earth up at the top. Now what you want to do is you want to strip back, so in each of these, let me just show you, you'll see you've got the actual conducting wire inside there. What you want to do is you want to strip off probably only about 2-3 mil, enough that when you put it in here, so if I pop this one out, get the right one, there you go, put that in there, you don't really want to be seeing a lot of wire left over. And this is where this wire stripper comes in quite useful, because on the wire stripper you've got different gauges there, and what you can do is, I would start big first of all, yeah, just keep working your way down until basically you're gripping the wire, sheathing, spin that a few times, there you go, right, okay, there you go, so that's how you do it, and that's for the neutral there. Okay, this brown one, let's do the same. So you basically grip it like that. It's probably a bit too much, like that. Spin it around a few times. Eventually, oh, I didn't work quite well that time. Let's go for a bit smaller. There you go. There. Okay, oh, helps if I show it down on the camera, doesn't it, really? There you go. Okay, so now what you want to do, you want to get your plug back, and you can do this one of two ways. I don't find it's too difficult to do it in the housing, but you can take these out. So you could take this out, clamp it in, and then put it back in. And let's just show you what I mean by that. So this is the one that I've taken out here. Okay, so if you do the one on the left first, the live there, sorry, the neutral there, the blue. So let me just show you. So if I take that one out, okay, what you want to do, you want to unscrew that so you've got the hole as big as possible. Put the blue in there, okay, and tighten that back up so it's just pinching. Like that. Okay, now what you want to do, let me tighten this up so you can see. Okay, that's pretty tight now in there. you want to ideally not see anything sticking out either side. There's a little bit there for me, but that's not too bad. Okay, then what you do is you put that back in the housing, like so. Ooh, ooh, if I could, come on. Ooh, there you go. Turn around there, and there you go. Right, now this is where the test is. So you might find that you have enough of the brown. Yeah, so I've got enough of the brown now to put that in the housing as well. So now if I just push that out ever so slightly, again, exactly the same principle really, just put that into the hole and just tighten it up. So I would probably take this out, make sure that's completely open. There, just undo that a bit. Okay, so again, let me take that out so I can show you, so you can see. Keep going, keep going, keep going. There you go, so that's completely open. I'll put your brown, your live into there, and what you can do to help you is to twist it like this, so that it's all of one area. And then you've got to be careful with this one, because you want it, if you look, when it goes back in like that, you want to put it in from the bottom. The blue one, it didn't really matter tremendously because you'd spin it around either way. The brown one, you want to make sure it's going in the bottom there. Okay, so let me take that out, put that in the bottom. Oop. See what's happened there. Now, if you find that you're getting into a position where these are getting a bit frayed, you can just keep trimming it down. So you can trim off what's frayed and then just do it by fingers. Do it by fingers first of all, and then I'll tighten it up. I'll put a link to this multi-tool as well. I mean, it's just a flat-headed screwdriver, small little screwdriver, but yeah, this is quite useful. This is just my go-to tool. Okay, now then, so that goes back in there, blue goes back in there. Okay, now I'll push them both in like this. Okay, or I would if I could, if that bit would just go up there. So what you want to do, and this is where it gets awkward, is put that back in without the fuse. This is what I'm going to have to do here, and then pop the fuse and pop that back into the housing there. There you go. Okay, so that's everything in there. Okay, there you go, and then I'll put the blue back in. Now, what you want to check, so I've done all of that, what you want to check is that there's nothing, so see these faces here? When you push this down, you don't want anything to be pinching, so all of the wire should be in this recess, okay, including the earthing if you've got an earth cable, okay, and then all of that should be then going into the recess. Next bit, once you've done that, then you put this strap over the top of it, get the little screw that you had before, this one here, and then you tighten it up. Oh, don't worry about that, my earthing one's fallen out. Where's my thing? Now, you want to do this up tight enough so it's holding the wire, but you don't want to be doing it tight enough so it's cutting into the wire. So you've just got to be careful and mindful of that. Okay, all right. So I'm going to do that just relatively loose. So it's making sure. And you want to do it so, like I said, it's strapping down. So that's probably a bit too loose there. Maybe tighten that up a bit more. There you go. You can feel it starts to grip. There you go. It starts to grip. So that's not going anywhere now. My earthing cable fell out because I don't have an earthing. If you do, then it's just the same principle. Just put that up to there. What you may need to do, and I'll put a link at the bottom, is sometimes the earthing cable, when it comes out of here, it's just bare. There's no brown or blue sheath on it. If that is the case, then you can buy little earthing sheaths, which I would definitely recommend because you don't want it to be touching any of the live or neutral, and just to sheath it up. So yeah, I can put a link to that. So all you would do is just trim the little bit of sheathing, feed it over like a cover as much as possible, and then just feed that into the earthing cable. Okay, I don't have that in this instance. Then you put the plug in, and like I said, you need to make sure everything is clear. So when you put this down, there shouldn't be any resistance. You should just be able to put this straight on there, and it just clips shut. Yeah, okay. Now my one is actually feeling a bit of resistance. So why is that? That's probably because of that screw there, I reckon. Let's have a look. Let me push that in. Yeah, there you go. Right, there you go. Right, that's better. So That's it now. Now all you need to do is hold those two bits together like that. Again, get your screwdriver and then you're clamping the bits together. Okay, now this is important. You can do this one up really tight, because what you don't want to happen is when, let me show you. Okay, if I left it like that, there is a bit of a gap there, and you don't want that, because then little fingers could get in there, and you want it to be tight. You want it to be tight. So you want to make sure once you've done this up like this, okay, there you go. Do that really uptight. See, there's still a bit of a gap there. I've still got a little bit of a gap there, okay, around there. So I still want to probably just tighten it up just a little bit, a little notch. There, that's it. There you go. And that's it. That's how you replace it. So now, this device here, I didn't have to buy a new one. I've just replaced the old broken moulded plug with a new one. And that's it. Okay? I hope that's helped. Like I said at the beginning, if you don't feel comfortable with, you know, the electrical side of things, then please do, you know, get an electrician to check over your work if you are not comfortable. However, you know, my experience is as long as it's all kind of tightened in and you've followed the kind of right process I said in terms of making sure that you can't see any kind of frayed wires or there's nothing pinching, it should be fine. Okay. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe. I've put a link to a new plug, fuses and the wire strippers as well as the multi-tool in case that helps. But thanks for watching.